Pay attention. I'm only going to say this one time. When you buy a water heater from Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, they're going to come with a bunch of plastic, right? They're trying to save money, so they're not going to use brass. This is plastic cover, and there's a little rubber seal in there. You basically crank this to the left, and it lets the water out, right? You don't want that crap. You're going to build yourself one out of brass, or you can skip this step by going to a supplier and getting it straight from them, because they will come with high quality brass stuff. I don't care if you use Everbuilt, I don't care if you use whatever. Ignore the little glitches. My phone is being a little, I can't say that on YouTube, but it's 4 pieces. I will leave a link in the description to this. It is basically a nipple, a valve. I use the lead-free stuff because yes, you are at some point maybe going to drink from your hot water side. There is a multi-adapter here that goes from 3/4 inch standard to 3/4 inch garden hose. That's to use with any standard garden hose in America. And then there's a cap. Basically, if this valve ever fails, this cap has a rubber seal inside, so it's double protection. With that being said, you're going to carefully do this when you first get your tank. Don't wait 10-20 years and then try it, because that valve will crack off. This whole thing is plastic, so be careful. The whole point of this is not just the valve, but also testing out right here. This is the 10-inch Crescent pipe wrench. This one's the aluminum model. The jaws are steel, but it is not that big fat 3/4. This is their slim jaw, and I wanted to see how decent it is. The one that I first got, I was not able to do this with my thumb, so I'm gonna just show you real quick. You can do it with one finger and then back with one finger. These use the standard coils that you see in a bunch of the pipe wrenches. Rigid has a different style. They make the best pipe wrenches apparently, but I wanted to see something. This is just over a pound. It is super lightweight. It weighs nothing. So the slim jaw is able to get right behind there and get it, whereas there's not much clearance there for any other type of wrench, right? So I needed something slim, and Rigid doesn't offer that, but luckily Crescent does. So you basically get a little bite onto it, and again with one finger I'm able to adjust, which is why I wanted this. So remember, the tail of your wrench is where you're going to turn. I've already turned off the supply to the water heater, so all you got to do is pull in that direction, and you can hear it cracked loose. Be careful, because yours can crack off. You will potentially need to carve out all that plastic, clean up those threads, which I'm going to use a this is a brush cleaner, thread cleaner, whatever you want to call it, wire brush attachment on a drill. You're going to go in there and clean on the threads on the tank so you can make a nice tight connection with some good PTFE and a little bit of pipe thread sealant. So once you break it loose, all you got to do is pull, and you can see that it's cracking loose. Don't throw these discussions away, because if it has the clearance, you can still use that to cover the rest of the pipe. It's going to look cosmetically better. Only throw them away if it doesn't fit. And I can already hear the hissing, so I'm going to step back with the camera a little bit. And then as the jaw pulls onto the pipe, it gives itself tension. So after you pull it out, this is what it looks like. Yes, it's pouring out. The water supply is cut off, and the hot water, if you want it to drain faster, you do have to open up your hot faucets in the home, but that's what it looks like. This is in a situation where it's okay for the water to go down the main drains. If you were in a situation where you can't do this, you see how it's coming out slowly? Keep your fixtures all closed, and then you can just pop in the replacement without letting this out. But it's a yearly flush anyway, so we can get all the crap out anyways. Okay, sometime later, I'm gonna just give you a light for right here. Check that. Check those threads. Come on, stupid phone. Alright. See those threads? Sometimes they're clean, sometimes they're not. You're gonna get in here. Hold up. You're not gonna put your tool all the way in, because you don't want to go flinging little bits of tape and old pipe thread sealant in. You want to go just up to the end of the threads and just enough to clean them. All right, once you can see that there's nothing on the threads except metal, that's when you're able to install your new valve. Just go in very carefully. You're just going to clean it up. Again, not all the way in, just until the tip of your brush touches the ends of that thread. Beautiful. Now if you look in there, you might see a couple bits of shininess. That happens, either a piece of your brush breaks off. These are new, so it's not really that, but it could be little flakes of metal from the threads. So you're gonna open up your supply and just flush it out, just a little. Just enough to flush it out. All right, let me close it up again. You check in with a light. You want to make sure that you don't see anything. We'll be back when this stops. Now really quick, you're going to put that escutcheon, remember that little plastic shield or whatever, cosmetically it looks better. I'm going to put a little bit of thread sealant onto the PTFE, and then using that pipe wrench, we're going to very carefully get this nipple in place and install our valve. Really quick before I put this in, I did put a little bit of thread sealant on the end, but you got to make sure that whatever you're using says, look at the end, it says water potable, sorry. So potable or potable, however you pronounce that, you want to make sure this is safe for drinkable water. At some point, you might need to fill a pot with hot water and then eat from that pot. So make sure that you're not putting stuff that says toxic or unsafe for human consumption. Then you're going to carefully guide it in and making sure you don't just hurry up and wrench on it. You want to make sure that it feels good, hand tight first. Now, once you can feel that it's in there and the threads are biting, you want to make sure it's snug, right? Push that shield all the way back, and this is where our new favorite tool got a little wet. You want to lubricate these. The aluminum would be fine, but those jaws are steel. They will rust at some point. And we're going to take this. Remember, you can snug it with one hand. Please buy these in store. My first one did not have that option to, with one hand, do it. Everybody was saying buy the rigids. The Crescents can do it. You just need to find a good one. See? Nice and smooth. Apologies that my phone keeps freezing. Not sure why, but you're going to very carefully just snug it down. Remember, if your pipe is slipping, be very careful. It's getting pretty tight, so I'm going to give it one more turn and then make sure that the make sure that the handle to your valve is going to be facing this way. If you install your nipple wrong on this side, it's going to be permanently closed because you can't turn it toward the tank anymore. So make sure that you check the marking to see which way. If you look at a ball valve, this little collar in the back will stop the handle, so it knows that it can only go that far. The opening is this way, so when it's open, you'll see that this little collar, that little edge right there, will stop the handle from turning any further. So that's how you know that's the direction. Cool? Remember, this is brass and it's very soft metal, right? Against these jaws, you are going to scratch it just a little bit, but keep in mind that's kind of the price of business, so to speak. But you can see that this looks so much better than just having all that negative space behind the valve. Make sure you slip this cover on before you start threading. There's no way to get around it. You'll have to take it back off. So once this is good, I'm gonna give it at least 15 minutes for the thread sealant to kind of cure a little bit before I go refilling, and then probably like another 10 to 15 minutes before pressurizing. But I don't want to get a call back or have a leak somewhere, so a little time is nothing. All right, so right now the tank is filling. This is just to show you. This is the end cap. This is for any standard American 3/4 hose. There is a rubber seal inside. If this valve fails, this seal will keep this from just pouring everywhere, right? Just to show you, any standard 3/4 hose, you take this, you thread it on like normal, and you point your hose toward whatever drain is in your home, or if you're gonna feed it out the window to, you know, your backyard or something. It's just water, it's safe, but this is way more efficient than this garbage, right? This right here will get hard and break off, and it will be a nightmare. See that little rubber seal? You can see how beat up it is, and it's not really ever been used. Because when I serviced this in the past, I usually just go in through the TPR. I'll just take off the TPR valve and just reach in and vacuum everything out with a transfer pump. So right now the tenant has the hot faucets open, so it's just letting all the air out of the system. So take this, don't forget to cap it. This one's lead free, that's why it has the blue handle, but they have ones that come with a little cap and a chain to the valve, so you can get whatever you like. That's your call, no problem. Just keep in mind, be safe, and do this before this garbage snaps off and leaves you in a headache, especially around Christmas or sometime when all the stores are closed. I will leave a link in the description to all 4 pieces so you can assemble this along with the PTFE and the thread sealant that I use. This is not a sponsor, I just really like Blue Monster stuff. Their thread sealant and their PTFE tape, I've never had a single leak, never had a single issue, but yes. And also, when you're servicing your water heaters, write the date of the last person to do it. I know that that writing is by me, and as you can see, we're in May, so this is the perfect time to service it. So this was last year on the 30th. Today is like the, I don't know, 18, 19, so pretty close. Alrighty, I'm out of here. You have yourselves an excellent day. Preventative maintenance, one time. Excuse the mess, but long story short, there's a 2 1/4 reach if you absolutely push this thing. However, after 2 inches, I wouldn't go past that. It is rated for 1.5 inches, so anything past that, you're kind of pushing your tool. But in a pinch, if you had to, again, super slim jaw compared to anything Rigid makes, and again, it is lifetime warranty. So if the handle ever cracks or, you know, something fails, you know, you're covered by Crescent. I will say the rivet right here, try to focus that. The rivet on the first one I got, it was hanging completely out on this side. This one's a lot more tight to the body, so it's a very good thing to, like I said, go into the store, grab them, and make sure that you can do this. I tried silicone grease, I tried WD-40 silicone specialist. The first one that I got, I lubricated it, I checked the threads, and it was just like really tight and just not cooperating. This one right here, with one hand, you can absolutely manipulate that jaw, no problem. So go in there, make sure it's good. If out of the box it can't do this, leave it on the shelf and grab the one behind it. Check them. Now, with that being said, this is 40 bucks. Would I pay that again for something like this? Absolutely. Rigid uses a different type of spring. Everybody uses the coil springs, but with Rigid, it's a lot smoother, grabs a better bite. At the end of the day, if you're looking to save some money, the Rigids go from $60 to $75 depending on where you are for the same 10-inch aluminum model for theirs. So great find. Again, I have been trying to give Crescent a chance, and the only thing I will say that I don't like about the adjustable wrenches is the metal is kind of soft, as you can see. Just in some light to medium use, there's already that denting from the wear and tear, so pretty soft metal for what it should be, but ultimately nothing's cracked or broken, so still working. I would like to see this be able to snug down and release a little easier when you're doing you know, connections, but otherwise great stuff. Get the garbage out of your system, and you have my approval on this. Should you go grab this, absolutely. If there's a sale, cool. If it's full price, I would still pay for it. Again, very smooth. Check the locking nut, make sure everything's good. But even, again, there's no resistance, not holding it. There's no sticky mat. You can see how easy it is to adjust those jaws. Very smooth. So this is a definite, I recommend. Go grab this. No shade to rigid. If you like rigid and you like that hardcore quality pipe wrenches, who better than the creators of a pipe wrench, right? But I can absolutely vouch for Crescent here. Have yourselves an excellent day. Work smart.